number 2, Mike Kelly, is up next. Mike Kelly, of course, needs very little introduction. He's been your local member now since 2007. I think 2007. Previously a storeman, a packer, a cleaner, a labourer, a lawyer, of course, and also reached the rank of colonel in the army. Served in Somalia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Croatia, East Timor, and as I said, has been a member of Parliament since 2007. Has served in a variety of roles with the Labor Party, with the Labor government. Most recently, since February this year, Mike Kelly was appointed the Minister for Defence Material, and Kevin Rudd has already said that if successful, he will be the next Defence Minister of Australia if the Labor Party win the election. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Kelly.
It's great to be here and great to see this roll up, and certainly I think as the incumbent there are 3 things I have to cover off on tonight with you. The first is to account for my record with you, to account for whether I have delivered on my promises. Secondly, it's my duty to contest the policies of my opponents, and I'll finish up tonight in our last 2 minutes by talking about my positive vision for where this region and where this town should go in the future. So, to talk about where we've been, you know this town is a great town in terms of its community spirit, and one of the things I've really enjoyed, of course, has been working with you to achieve what we have. And that is quite an incredible record in this 6 years. Over $102 million has gone into this town. You can't walk more than 100 metres in Queanbeyan without bumping into a federally funded project. That includes $25 million into our schools, transforming our educational landscape here, hundreds of thousands of dollars to improve after-hours service in our primary health care facilities, $5 million for the Queanbeyan Super Clinic that has really helped to forge the allied and GP health services combinations that we needed to see happening in the health services in this country. I certainly have also put quite a bit of money into roads here, $39 million altogether. As you know, Lanyon Drive, Edward Land Drive, the Kings Highway Works, etc., and roads to recovery money. We've also put enormous amounts into community infrastructure in this town, and it's a subject very close to my heart, that we would provide in a town with a young population, young demographic, the sorts of sporting facilities and support that will enable them to be mentored properly and give them good outlets and healthy lifestyles. And all around this town you will see those facilities now. The $2.2 million for the indoor sports centre, the $1.3 million for the cricket pavilion at Freebody, the $1 million for the White House, $850,000 for the Riverside soccer facility. And of course now we're looking to expand and improve facilities for dairy farmers, for the Tigers, and also many other community sporting facilities right around this town, about 15 or 16 altogether. So it's been a great story in working with you to achieve those outcomes. Certainly, of course, one thing that I'm very proud of is that we've established the Australian Civil Military Centre here in Queanbeyan, a $5 million project initially, but it has also drawn in much more since then. Right here in this very facility, we have had the world come to us in Queanbeyan. One of the things that's thrilled me most is to go to places like Addis Ababa, go to Ethiopia, go to the UN, go to New York, and hear the name of Queanbeyan on people's lips. This has become a player on the world stage, and we have done great things because of the centre here. It was a key factor in winning us our Security Council seat, which I was already also very privileged and pleased to be a part of that effort and that bid. We have been improving the situation with the African Union, building our relationships in Africa through the Australian Civil Military Centre, refining our strategies in complex multidimensional operations such as Afghanistan, which has enabled us to map an exit strategy out of that war for our sons and daughters to safely and successfully come home. This has been a wonderful thing to see what this centre has contributed, and I'm extremely proud that Queanbeyan is contributing that to the world. Certainly, of course, we face some risks. I have to point these out in relation to the coalition policy. Probably the biggest and most important, of course, is we know what is planned in relation to this public service across the border. We know that there are 6,800 public servants here in Queanbeyan and the region, concentrated, of course, here. At a debate I had in Adelaide the other day with my counterpart, Senator David Johnston, he talked about the 23,000 civilians in defence and that they were effectively a waste of space. We know their policy is to axe completely the 7,000 personnel in the Defence Materiel Organisation, which sits under me. So many of the people in this town work in the Defence Materiel Organisation. We know what happened in '96, obviously that threat is here again. We also know we would lose the full rollout of the NBN, the full implementation of the Better Schools plan. We know the school kids bonus would go for the 8,200 families that will lose that $15,000 through their school children's lifetime. We know, of course, that the Clean Energy Future package would be pulled from under us. So all of that fantastic investment in renewable energy projects, over $1 billion, and the wonderful startup companies we are seeing in this region, like Dysol right here in Queanbeyan, would be lost to us. Our children's future would be mortgaged. They are who we are voting for in this election. I urge you to take your time to think about that. This is not just about your vote, it's about the vote for our kids. Their future depends on better schools, the NBN and the clean energy future. Thank you.